preparing a single-serve tart. We will be using a new product from Comprito, Speedy +4, which allows the Speedy Classic line to be used even at positive temperatures. The single-serving dessert consists of a coconut milk mousse, a mango and passion fruit jelly, a salted caramel and cinnamon mousse, a citrus short crust pastry, and a mango, yuzu, and orange zest glaze. I start by preparing the mango and passion fruit gelée. To make it, we combine warm water at 40 degrees. I add evil cream, a powdered gelling product, and disperse it in the water. Once the product has dissolved, I add the mango puree and passion fruit juice. Once I have a uniform mixture, I leave it in the refrigerator for proper activation for about 2 or 3 hours. After it has set in the refrigerator, I put the gelée in the microwave for a few seconds to bring it back to the optimal consistency. Then I pour it into a piston funnel and pour it into the molds. Once the mold is filled, I place it in the blast chiller to properly freeze the gelée. Then I unmold it and continue with the dessert. Now I prepare the first mousse, which will be used to fill the short crust tartlet. To make it, we start with water. The water needs to be hot at 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. Then I add the Speedy +4 and disperse it into the water. Once I have a uniform mixture, I then add the 2 flavoring products, Speedy Classic, salted caramel, and Speedy Classic, cinnamon, as usual. After the products have dissolved, I add the semi-whipped cream. I blend everything together with a soft spatula. At this point, I pour the mousse into a piping bag. I then pipe the mousse into the tart shell. Once the tart shell is filled, I smooth the surface with a spatula. Now I place it in the blast chiller to finish stabilizing. Now I prepare the second mousse, which will complete the dessert. To make the coconut mousse, we will use Speedy Cocoa and Speedy +4. We start with hot water, 45 to 50 degrees. We disperse the Speedy +4. Once the product has dissolved, I add the Speedy coconut milk. Then I lighten the mixture with semi-whipped cream. I finish mixing with a spatula so that the mixture becomes uniform. The mousse is ready to be piped into the mold. Now I move on to assembling the hemisphere, which will be made up of the coconut mousse prepared earlier, the mango and passion fruit gelée, and finally, a cocoa biscuit. Now I put the mousse into the piping bag. I pipe it into the mold. I insert the mango and passion fruit gelée. I add some coconut mousse. And I finish with the cocoa biscuit. I put the mold in the blast chiller to freeze it and then unmold it. Now I move on to finishing the dessert. I'll start with a glaze made from a neutral glaze and a mango yuzu glaze, combined together in such a way as to give a citrus note and an exotic note just like the filling. I also added some orange zest to create this citrusy element and a more pronounced aroma. I pour the glaze into a strainer. I glaze the chilled dessert. I finish with some shredded coconut. And we place the half sphere on the short crust pastry that we had set aside earlier. After placing the half sphere on the pastry, I proceed to finish the dessert. I use a crumble that we colored with a metallic food coloring and create a border around the half sphere. I continue with some slices of green pistachios. As the final element, I add a stamp made with yellow tempered chocolate. Here is the finished dessert, a short crust pastry base with 2 mousses inside, made using a new product from Comprittle, Speedy Plus 4, which allows you to create single servings, desserts in a glass, and modern cakes.